in living color. Got my coffee. Somebody might be out there right now watching me go, what does he drink coffee for? What are the elements that are in coffee? Coffee and coffee grains and water, how they seem to make love together. They become one. And then you add the milk, the cream, the sugar. What's happening to my coffee? What happened to the seed that grew the grain or the bean in which was roasted, ground up, put into a filter, and then we poured the water over it to take from within the grain? Does the grain also dissolve as like the milk, as like the water dissolving with the grains, the granulars? Why can't, what is it about the grain and the granulars? What is it that actually gets into my coffee, into my cup, that makes it coffee? The little questions in life. The science. Measure the cup. How do I measure it? Up to here by weight and measures. Put it up to here, and how much does it weigh? Put it up to here, and how much does it weigh? Are we weighing the shells? Can we grind up all the shells, all the coffee shells, and then grind up all the corn? We'll grind up all the corn, but we'll just take the cornstarch out. So we'll grind up the kernel without the cornstarch. We'll grind up the cornstarch, and then we'll put it all up to here. Each one will have the same mass. Now the thing is, will we compress it? Can we compress all this mass as much as we can? And after compressing the 3 different masses, okay, which one weighs more for the same containment of size and weight? And how much, what was the density of each element? Math. The way to figure out things, math. Math will create a shape, but where do we get the number from? Where did we get the dashes and dots? Where did we get an arm movement? Why does our brain work this way? Or why does the machine, the AI, work this way? How can we communicate with the moon that's communicating with the oceans, that's rotating around, that we see nothing to call it the satellite moon because it flies on its own? Is it digitally coordinated to stay in the approximately area space, or is it continuously, slowly moving through that cycle so not to break anything, like a dance around the earth? Can we take these and serve them? Can we take these and serve them? How do the moons work on Mars? Mars moon, the Earth moon. Mars moon, the Earth moon. Venus and Mercury. Just these 4. Should I just do Pluto? Pluto and Mercury, or Pluto and Venus, or Pluto and Mars, and then Pluto and Earth, and then Pluto and Jupiter, and then Pluto and Neptune, and then Pluto and Uranus. And then we'll do Neptune and Mercury, and Neptune and Venus, and Neptune and Earth, and Neptune and Mars, and Neptune and Jupiter, and Neptune and Uranus. And then we'll do Uranus, and then we'll do Uranus with Saturn, and we'll do Saturn, Uranus with Venus. We'll use Uranus with Mercury, Uranus with Earth, Uranus with Jupiter. And then forget about that. We'll do Saturn, Saturn and Earth, and Saturn and Mars, and Saturn and Venus, and Saturn and Mercury. And then we'll do Earth and Mars, and Earth and Venus, and then Earth and Mercury, and Mars and Venus, and then Mars and Mercury, and then Venus and Mercury to make creation on Earth. So once we make creation on Earth, we now need 2 moons on Mars, and now we need to rotate. We need to rotate these numbers of 2, 3, 4, because 1 is inside 2, that created the mirror of 2, equaling to 4, 3, 2 equals to the total of 9. So we put it in the 5 position, and we create all other area spots that are working off the center core of 5, which is 4, because each corner, to have a totality value of 5, in an area space of 9 spaces, 9 times 5 equals to 45, we use 5 and 40, the blue world. 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 5. But the reality is, of these 5, each one is valued at 9. When you have 9, they're valued at 5, and when you have 5, they're valued at 9. Neptune. The number to Neptune. 9 times 5, 45, DNA into the sun. 1.25 times 5 times 41. 4 and 1 is 5, and it's DNA that creates it. 25,625. Tell me that I'm wrong. 1.25 times 5 times 41 equals 25,625. 767. Mayan short count. None of these numbers and nothing that I do is anything other than the manipulation of the reality and the truth. In the art of math, of the words, that says the quarter of 6 is Earth. 2552 is the numeric value for Earth. And it's created by 4 times 13. 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4. 52 cards in the deck. But that's actually not the truth, because it's valued at the half-life. You get 2 jokers and 1 explanation card of sort in the deck, equaling to 55, and that is your birth through number 2442, 5335 Electric Company onto this planet. What does it mean, your birth? Is it the body, or is it the mind? You have the body and the mind comes into it, and this is just a robotic. Everybody can move their hands, and pending how you set up your fleshy robotics, what you put into it, you will achieve and receive something out from it. And in your mind, you will have to learn and learn your body what the capabilities of this can do. The skin, the fleshy, of the robotic, of the mental. Without the mental, there is, well, there is, but there isn't, because I don't know. Mechanics of nature. The mechanics of nature. The ant built its home because it's building its home. What is the ant doing? Is it the ant that's removing the follicles every single day that my body lives and dies? And lives and dies. My body lives and dies and lives and dies and comes to life again and dies and lives and dies. But I will never be. Because we're constantly, mentally and physically losing life every single day with every single thought. Any question we have towards, oh my God, is there another world? Anything you ever question religion, anytime you make a prayer, you have put yourself into the understanding of a secondary realm. So you have created a world that doesn't exist because you don't know, and you've seen people pass on. So if they passed on and they passed out, then they passed the torch, the light. And there is no torch and there is no light until your light bright. Some sort of intelligence that you came into the world with. If you didn't come in here, then you're here, but you're not here. Your real mental state, your greatest capacity is not with us. You're still living in another system in this body on Earth. And that's why you can be happy no matter what your mental stability is. You can always be happy. I shouldn't really say that, because once we are completely in this planet, right, and we fall unhappy, is because we are now losing the torch, the element from the outside world. So we're either happy on the outside world, unhappy on the inside world, happy on the inside world, happy on the outside world. It's the capacity to connect 25, 625. Where did I start this from? Where did I start this from? And where is number 14? What is number 14? What is number 14? Is it 2 sevens? Is it 4 times 3.5 times 8? It's 28 grams to the cycle of the moon to 1 ounce. Weights and measures, where should we position this? Electric Company. 9 Lives of the Cat, 24425335. 2 and 4 now gets 8 and 6. We now get the half-life. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, is the 8 and 6. 8 and 2, 10. 6 and 4, 10. That's our 8 and 6. And I can keep going back and finding things and looking for things and tell you where they come from in pieces and parts. But until you put it all together, you can't see the frame. You can't see the total elements of the what they call the crime. Doing forensic in life, the forensics of life. I'm a little lost for what numbers I was on. I was talking about the long count in this. Okay, well, first of all, I want to just show you that this is going to be 7.25. That'll be 7.25. Okay, and we're going to divide that by. We're going to divide that by 25. I hope I did that right. That's 29 times 25 equals to 725. And that's your birth. And 7 times 25 is 1.75. And that is the gateway to the E-world 85 matrix. 95, 85, 72 in the red sun, 25 to Earth. 9 times 8 creates the 72. 5 times 5 creates a 25. 3/4 create the 75. All the combinations, all the math. Just a continuous story. We just need to put words, and where will we get the words? From the value of the letter of the placement in the alphabet. We can throw them all the way around until we got all the stories. This piece goes here, and that piece goes here, and this piece goes here, and then we can say, this is actually what happened. Raphael 7286, and a constellation expression is 99% of the feeling you get. 99% of the feeling you get. Where was I going with this? I ate something that was planted in the ground, grew up as a seed, and I became that seed. I learned the delivery and the message in our food. We thank our food. I really want to thank those, the element of what element of life, of the consciousness, of the same mentality that a human being has, that is in an animal, that I believe that most and many animals that were needed, that were needed to create who we are today. Thank you for watching this video. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. A little expression won't hurt.